On the ordinary day. I am writing to you on what most would call an unremarkable morning. The light is pale and quiet. A bird outside my window is singing with an enthusiasm that suggests it has not been informed that today is ordinary. I mention this because I suspect you, like nearly everyone, are waiting for a day that is not this one. You are waiting for the day things finally begin. The day your circumstances shift, your doubts dissolve, the day that feels worthy of the life you imagine you should be living. And while you wait, this day, this breathing and imperfect morning, slips past you like water through open fingers. I do not say this to scold you. I say it because I have done it myself for longer than I care to admit. Consider how strange it is that we divide our days into two kinds, the ones that matter and the ones that do not. We place our holidays, our milestones, our great victories on one side, and we sweep everything else into a pile we call just getting through. But if you were to count, honestly, you would find that those ordinary days make up nearly the entirety of your life. The grand occasions are the rare visitors. The quiet mornings, the walks to nowhere in particular, the unremarkable meals eaten without ceremony, these are the permanent residents. To dismiss them is to dismiss the house itself while decorating only the doorway. There is a loaf of bread on my table as I write this. It is nothing extraordinary: flour, water, salt, and time. And yet someone once had to discover that these plain things, combined with patience and heat, could become something that has nourished every civilization the world has ever known. I think your ordinary days are like this. They do not look like much, taken one at a time, but they are the ingredients of whatever your life is becoming. The question is not whether today is remarkable. The question is whether you are willing to be present for it. I have noticed something charming about human beings, and I include myself in this observation with great affection. We are capable of walking beneath a sky full of stars and thinking about tomorrow's errands. We can sit beside someone we love and spend the entire hour composing arguments for a conflict that has not yet occurred and may never occur. We are, in the most endearing way, almost never where we are. Like a dog who drops the bone in its mouth to bark at the bone in the reflection, we abandon what is real for what is imagined. It would be tragic if it were not so deeply, universally human. You have done it. I have done it. We will both do it again before the week is through. But here is what I want you to consider. The moments you will someday ache to return to are not the ones you think. When people reach the far edge of their years and look back, they rarely long for the grand occasions. They long for the sound of someone laughing in the next room, the smell of rain on warm stone, the feeling of sitting in a chair they had sat in 10,000 times, reading by a window through which the same light fell every afternoon. They long, with a tenderness that would break your heart, for an ordinary day. You are living inside someone's longing right now. That is not a small thing. So what shall we do with this knowledge? I am not asking you to perform some act of forced gratitude, to stand in your doorway each morning and declare the day sacred. That kind of performance tires the soul rather than nourishing it. What I am asking is gentler than that. I am asking you to slow down, just slightly. Just enough to notice. To feel the weight of the cup in your hand before you drink. To look, actually look, at the face of the person speaking to you. To step outside, even for a moment, and let the air meet your skin as though it were the first time. These are not disciplines, they are permissions. You are allowed to enjoy what is happening right now, even if nothing extraordinary is happening at all. There is a kind of courage in this, and I do not want you to overlook it. The world is very loud in its insistence that you should want more, be more, achieve more, experience more. And there are days when ambition is the right companion. But there are also days when the bravest thing you can do is to sit with what is, without reaching for what is next. To let a simple evening be enough. To watch the light change on a wall and feel, without justification, that you are glad to be alive. The world may call this laziness. I call it wisdom. I want to tell you about a morning I remember with a clarity that surprises me. Nothing happened. I woke early, before anyone else in the house. The air was cool, and the light was that particular shade of blue that exists only in the minutes before sunrise. I made something warm to drink and sat by a window, and watched the world slowly remember itself. Trees emerged from shadow. A single bird began to sing, then another, then a chorus that built so gradually I could not tell you when silence became song. I did nothing. I accomplished nothing. And yet, if you asked me to name a moment of pure and unearned happiness, that morning would be among the first I would offer you. It was an ordinary day. It was one of the finest of my life. You will be tempted, after reading this, to think I am telling you to want less. I am not. Dream your fullest dreams. Chase the things that set your heart alight. Build, create, strive, begin. But do not make the mistake of believing that your life begins only when those dreams arrive. Your life is already in progress. It has been in progress since the moment you opened your eyes this morning and took a breath you did not have to earn. The extraordinary is not the opposite of the ordinary. It is hidden inside it, like fire inside flint, waiting only for your attention to strike the spark. Tonight, when the day winds down and the tasks are finished and the world grows quiet, I want you to pause before you sleep. Not to plan tomorrow, not to review what went wrong, just to sit for a moment in the simple fact of having been alive for one more day. Feel the sheets beneath you. Listen to whatever sound the night is making. And know, with whatever certainty you can muster, that this was not a wasted day. No day in which you were breathing and thinking and capable of kindness was ever wasted. The ordinary day is not waiting to become something. It already is something. And so, my dear friend, are you.